2. Welcome back to WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and WNST.net. We're live in Miami Beach. Super Bowl 54. It was supposed to be us. Thought it was going to be us. You thought it was going to be us. We all thought it was going to be us, and then it wasn't us. The Kansas City Chiefs are here. Even the people on the NFL Network had a little bit of a hangover, did they not, Lindsay Rhodes?
Yeah, I think that this caught everybody by surprise, the divisional round.
Well, we were all expecting this big heavyweight clash, I think, once we got after Thanksgiving. It felt like it was on that road. And obviously the New England loss sort of set all of this up. It changed the whole trajectory how the AFC went. And the aftermath of Lamar as being the only guy from Baltimore here where everybody sits down and says, what happened?
Yeah. Have you come up with any answers? Because I don't know them yet.
Well, Lamar. Well, there's plenty of blame: coaching, defense, offense, interceptions, drop balls. It was a lot of things.
Yeah, it just felt like it was an off day, and then you move on. Everybody has them. It came at a bad time. There's lots to build on there. It's the start of something special. I feel like I'm giving a pep talk or a therapy session here.
They had fun at the Pro Bowl last week.
They had fun at the Pro Bowl. There wasn't any kind of anger in that sentence.
No, I mean Kobe died that day, so there was a whole different thing that happened for everybody, right?
For sure.
You're LA based, right?
I am LA based. Yeah.
That kind of shook Super Bowl week in a sort of a different way. Kind of moved things a little bit, but I think as we get closer into the game now, it's a really good football game.
It's a great football game. I know people in Baltimore might not be excited about the matchup for understandable reasons, but since this is the matchup, it's a great matchup from a TV standpoint. Since we're here and we talk about the matchup for 2 weeks straight, it's a fun matchup for us because there's so many different storylines and angles and ways to go about it, and players that are really having great seasons that unless you're a hardcore fan of the Chiefs or the Niners, you might not know their names. So we're being introduced to a lot of people. We will continue to be introduced to a lot of people on Sunday, and then in the weeks to follow, whoever wins, when they take their victory lap through all of the different media outlets and the talk shows and all that kind of stuff, it'll be a good opportunity for us to get to know somebody different. I mean, the Patriots have been here for the last 3 straight years, and so that's a lot of Tom Brady legacy and Bill Belichick legacy and those kinds of conversations, exactly, that we've kind of done. We've done that, and I'm not saying that, if the Patriots were here again, that would be fine, but it's kind of fun to have 2 fresh teams that are here that are so good and such a great matchup. It's like strength on strength, We didn't
even have Terrell Suggs in this game. What are the odds of that? All they wanted to do was come back to Baltimore, and next thing you know, I mean, Sizzle's going to touch that. I think the Chiefs are going to win. I've been talking that all week. Yeah, I just do. It's because I want Andy Reid to win. I like Andy. I like the Andy tree. I mean, we have a lot of Andy things with John Harbaugh in our space. I love Dave Tobe. So, yeah, and in Mahomes, it feels like it's his time. Right?
And it feels like it's his time. It's like year 3, but he is such a good player. So Patrick Mahomes is easy to root for, I think, for even fans who are not fans of the Chiefs. He's the kind of guy who's just so talented, and then he sort of does it in a way where there's a little bit of humility infused with his interviews, and he's easy to root for.
I probably like him better. Derrick Henry just walked by. By the way, what a large man. Everyone who's large has told me how large he was. And I Mahomes didn't knock us out, so I can't even be upset with him. He didn't Jedi us like he did last year.
Are you upset with Derrick Henry? Do you want me to bring him back so you can talk to him about it?
I don't want to go all Howard Beale on you. I just met you, and I like so many of your colleagues, and I have so many friends at NFL Network through Brian Billick and the Baldingers and Steve Smith and all these people that we swim in circles with. So no, I don't want to be that guy, but this one stings a little. And you know what? It's going to sting for Lamar. I think it's going to sting for Hollywood Brown to come down here. I mean, Lamar's getting his MVP trophy. Having the Super Bowl in your hometown, this was a unique opportunity for Lamar, and if last year losing to the Chargers is any indication, we're going to see a bigger, better version of the Ravens.
Yeah, I think that so if I was a Ravens fan, I wouldn't be worried about the fact that this was the year or anything like that. It's not like you're in a situation, and I'm not saying that the Saints should feel this way either, but it's not like you're dealing with somebody who's on the back end and you've put together a team and this is it and go get it. What the Baltimore Ravens did this year in terms of how they put players around Lamar Jackson and built the team around his strengths rather than just saying, hey, you're the best quarterback and go in and run a offense that is the offense. They changed everything. They brought in personnel for him. They're buying in such a way. And I also love the way that they're embracing analytics. And I know some people probably aren't on that same fence, but I just think it's smart that they're open to whatever new suggestions are out there. And
Professor Freeland was here having a conversation with Luke.
Totally.
Here a little. Luke's not here. He'd be nerding it up with you right now.
Yeah.
But for the Ravens, this was a little early in their chain, right? Lamar was young. They were building around. They still had a lot of cap dead money because of Flacco. And there was, hey, let's try to win 10 or 11 games. And then, boom, they win 14. The expectations. I was doing radio here and video with purple rope lights around me. I caught sort of purple frat fever. It made me feel young again. It brought the city together. And certainly my city's one of those places where we'd like to have that. But there's also the promise of hang in there. There's always next year. And I think if you're a Ravens fan, you do feel like more money, more cap space, more draft picks, one more year of seasoning and disappointment. That's what leads to this. Mahomes was disappointed last year, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to get all the way to the final game, and sometimes you just need a few things to break your way. And I think it's frustrating, and it was so inexplicable. Nobody saw the Titans' loss coming for Baltimore. I mean, outside of Baltimore, nobody saw it coming. I think a lot of us saw the Titans beating the Patriots because that felt like a good matchup for them and a bad matchup for the Patriots. But then you flip it to the Ravens, and you thought, okay, so then that's where it ends, and the Ravens will win that game. And then it didn't happen, and it's, I know, frustrating for obviously everybody associated with the Ravens, but I think that there's so much optimism about that organization moving forward, and you've got a great front office that knows how to build a roster, and you have pieces there that are young. So I fully expect the Ravens to be back in the conversation. And that's not the case all the time. Sometimes you have teams that just get the momentum and the chemistry and everything's right and it clicks, and then you think that it's going to be back again next year and it's not. I think the Ravens are an exception to that. I think they're so smartly built, and Lamar is such a specifically good talent that is a tough matchup for every defense. I think that we're at the beginning of something in Baltimore for sure.
Lindsay Rhodes joining us here from NFL Network. They got full coverage. They give me a piece of paper. It says 8.5 hours. I'm like,
all day long.
8.5 months of coverage.
There you go. Now you're talking. There is no off season on NFL Network. We just keep that ball rolling right on through.
Well, and you do. And I guess for a Ravens fan to sit here and talk about these teams or Garoppolo or Mahomes going to Disney World, we're not far off of all of these decisions where we're going to be combining. What are your needs?
Combine's at the end of the month. February 27th.
It's already February.
27th is it February?
Yeah,
it's February. No, it's not. It's February tomorrow, right?
At midnight.
Okay. Anyway, we're very close to February. I think of it as February already. So February 27th, the Combine already.
It's a
and
short
then
month too.
Pro Days, and then the draft, and free agency. I mean, there's tons of fun stuff coming up. Is there Joe Burrow fever?
I think there
We're
is.
About to step right into it, huh?
Cincinnati ratings for NFL Network is what I would say. For Garoppolo, in every one of these conversations, we're at the end of the week now. I don't know. It's Mahomes, and it's the 49ers defense, and it's the personalities. And Garoppolo threw 8 passes last week. I guess there's a part of that, but there's also a part of, hey, they're pretty good too.
They're very good. And so you said you like the Chiefs in this game. I like the Niners. And I think people are sleeping on the Niners and sleeping on the Niners offense. This offense scored more points in the regular season than the Chiefs did. And not to knock what the Chiefs have done in the last couple of weeks, but just to point out that we're not 100% sure what this would look like against different defenses. What Patrick Mahomes did was against the 29th ranked pass defense and the 24th ranked pass defense in the Texans and the Titans. That's not what they're going to face on Sunday. They're going to face the number 1 pass defense in the NFL. They're going to face a team that is a monster at stopping the run. This is a pass rush where they can send 4. They don't have to send extra guys. They can keep the back end strong. They can drop 7. This is a team that I think is a matchup nightmare, and I know that there's so much speed on the Chiefs, but there's also a lot of speed on the Niners. You've got Matt Breida, who I think is the fastest.
She's all in.
Yeah, the fastest speed reached on a field this year, I think, by a ball carrier is Matt Breida. They just do it in a different way. So it's kind of a little bit less flashy, but Kyle Shanahan is so great at scheming up plays, and I don't know. I think that just from top to bottom, they're a team that's done it more consistently and is maybe a little bit more ready.
I got no dog in the hunt, no bird in the hunt, no raven in the hunt. So, however it goes, we're here. We're in Miami. Lindsay Rhodes from the NFL Network. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
Nice to meet you finally.
Nice to meet you.
We do a lot of watching. You're on in every sports bar and every gym and everywhere we go. So Roger has penetrated. And the draft in Vegas, right? Over or under a Roger going into the water? What do you think?
Nope. And you know what? So I was just talking to somebody about that last night because it's not the over the water thing is just for the red carpet.
Okay.
So they will be ferried up. They will walk the red carpet. Nobody's going to want to jump in the red carpet
Somebody's
in the water.
In the water. Vegas.
If the actual draft stage was over the water, then I would say 100% somebody's getting drafted and jumping in the water. But because it's the red carpet before the draft, nobody's going to want to do that. And then walk up on the stage and shake the commissioner's hand and be soaking wet. That's not a good look.
I'm in Oakland for Pearl Jam 2 days before. My arm's being twisted in that direction by certain bad influences in Sin City. So, hey, the Vegas Raiders, right?
Yeah.
There we go. Lindsay Rhodes from NFL Network. I'm Nestor. We're on Radio Road. Super Bowl 54 coverage continuing on here and at NFL Network right now, I assure you. Back for more from Miami right after this.